Hi everyone and welcome in this new video tutorial. Today we are going to create this theme section, and as you can see in different resolution like tablet version and mobile version, as you can see it's perfectly adapting, and we are creating this with Bricks Builder and AutomaticCSS. I remember that AutomaticCSS is not necessary, but I highly suggest it because it's very good plugin. Anyway, check the description of this video to find more information. Let's hop on our Bricks Builder. First of all, click on the plus button of to create a section, right? Click on the container, with the container selected, plus button, heading, and rich text. Then select again the section, plus button here, and then add a container this time. And with the container, click on it to select it, and now with the container selected, make sure you are on the content tab, and then on the content tab you need to go here on display, grid, and grid template columns. Right click on it, or you can use FR or any other measurement. I'm going to say 4 columns and 2 rows in this way, okay? And now we can actually add our block. So again, make sure the container is still selected, plus button, block. Now, as you can see, there is a little arrow appearing here because in the structure now the block is inside of the container, and I'm going to rename the block with rounded image card. Okay, you can name it as you wish. With this one now selected, we are going to add the items in it. So this is selected, right? Go on the plus button, just add an image, then a heading, and then I will add another heading, okay? Because on the design we have 2 headings, I guess, and the icons. Okay. Before the icons, I will wrap into a div. So select div, and now click on the div here, and now plus button so that the elements will go inside of the div, and click the icon. Okay, so now we have the icon here. And I will, for now, click very quickly for icons, and I will change it later. Great, so let's start right away. Click on the image now, okay, this section here. Make sure to follow the structure. So this is the image, then we have the 2 headings. I want to rename, before doing anything, the heading to like sub heading. Oh, sub. Oh my god, what I'm doing here. Subheading. Okay, great. So now let's start from the image. So select the image. I have already the image uploaded, so I'm going to select this and just choose this one, insert. Okay, and now we're going to style it very quickly. So with this selected, we need to make sure the aspect ratio is 1/1. Make sure the image is square, is easier. Anyway, aspect ratio 1/1. And before doing anything, I really apologize. Let's close this. Before doing anything, let's auto-bam this thing, like adding classes. Let's say I want to add a classes to the image. You can basically click here and start typing if you don't have AutomaticCSS, and call it like avatar rounded, and then press, you know, and you create a class. But in our case, I'm using AutomaticCSS that is faster to do for all the items in it. So I'm going to click here on the parent one, so that basically the block, the image card block, and then click on BAM, and now as you can see it's creating all the elements itself. So I'm going to click on apply classes, and now if I click here, I have the classes renamed correctly and everything. That's crazy, right? Anyway, click on this class here, and now aspect ratio 1/1, and I'm also going to change the style here. Okay, make sure you are in the border tab. Click here, click this little icon here to make it on all sides. Right click in my case, and I will click on circle with AutomaticCSS. Otherwise, remove this and put 100%. Okay, and it's basically the same thing. So in my case, I'm using AutomaticCSS. So right click, circle. Okay, perfect. Now, what we need to do, we need to size the image better. So I'm going on layout this time, width. Okay, click on here. I'm going to use right click and I will choose XS. Okay, so now we set it up. We just did the image. Let's set up also the title and the subtitle. Let me copy this. I will try to go fast. I'm not doing much of design styling. So I'll click on the title, click on the class to activate content and change this. Then get back here, copy. Oh, yeah, okay, co-founder. You don't need to activate when you are changing only the content. Anyway, okay, so we changed the content. That's great. Also the icon, let me do that very quickly so that we have everything set it up. Or maybe brands like Twitter. We have Twitter. Oh no, it's X. Instagram. What we have then? Facebook. No, I'm not in brands. Facebook. And then we can also use Reddit, maybe. Oops. No, I need to change this one. And change phone. Oh my god, I need to get on brand. Facebook. Okay. So now we set it up, our icons and everything. Let's style the title first. So we have the class activated. That's great. I'm going to style, click on typography, right click here on font size, and I'm trying to get to the L, for example. Okay. And then this one is the subheading. Click here, and on style, font size, right click. You can also use, let me check. Maybe S, okay, and with X selected, and let's say I want it a little bit bigger, so I can add a calculation calc, parentheses, here multiply 1.2 and close the parentheses, and as you can see we made it a little bit bigger. You can change to 1.3 if you want just a little bigger, and we will keep it like that. Okay, so the color, I can change it to something else, okay. And also the font weight, I want to change it to 500, okay, something like that. Great. Now, what we need to do, let's get back to the title and get to content. This is a H2, and this one, I want to make it a H3, okay? And on style, I'm going to center it. Make sure also this one, this text here, is centered. So click here to activate the class and make it center. So now we centered the text, we styled the text, everything looks great. Let's start with the icon. So this icon, you can just edit the first one, activate this, and then go on content, and the size, we can change the size. So I'm going to type in 1.2 EM, for example. Okay, and it's pretty good. Then get here on the structure, click on div, and on display, instead of block, add flex, and with flex selected, just go and click on align center. Okay, nothing will be changing, don't worry. I also use to align cross axis, and then column gap. Okay, you can add a gap. In this case, I will go with XS. Okay, and here we go. Now the last thing to center everything is to basically go on the rounded card here, okay? With rounded card selected, click the class again to activate it, and then go here, align self. So nothing is happening because probably is this or this. Okay, yeah. So basically you can remove those. Was align cross axis. Now with align cross axis, as you can see now the card is centered, but another thing I don't like is the padding. Okay, so if I want to change the padding, just go on style and layout and padding here, right? So double click here, 1 and 2, and now here right click and just add some padding, maybe like this, and he will apply on all the sides. Okay, great. So we done that. Okay, we have our padding. Now what we can do actually is to first of all duplicate this, right? No, before duplicating that, sorry, we need to change the spacing between the elements, because as you can see, the spacing is not really good. And what I usually do here is to wrap the closest elements. For example, the title and the subtitle are really close to each other, but there is some spacing here that looks, you know, bigger, and also here. So to do that is very easy actually. You can just click on the first one, like the first heading, and right click here and say wrap into a div, right? And now I can call this div headings wrap, and okay, open it with this little arrow here, just drag and drop the subheading in it, and as you can see now those are close together. Then what to do here, click on the rounded card, image card block, that is the whole card, right? And then go on content and row gap, right click on it, and as you can see I will choose XS, and look at this, now we have more spacing on the top and on the bottom, and those are close together. Great, right? So now close this, duplicate this like 8 times, I guess. Okay, before doing this, I highly suggest to also add the classes, okay, to those elements here, okay, so that if you change, it change on all the website. Anyway, I won't be doing, yeah, let's do that. I have auto BAM, so click on BAM, and as you can see here, it's asking you, do you want to add the new elements class? You click plus button, and then you click on here on this little apply classes. Okay, so now also those has classes. Okay, perfect. Okay, great. So let's close this. Let's duplicate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just did not count it very well. It's actually 8 the total, so 7 duplicated 7 times. Okay, great. So I'm going also to change this part here, okay, very quickly. So click on the first heading, get here, our team. Let's go very quickly because this is easy. Okay, our team, let's go on style, and then typography. The color is okay, font size, make it bigger, and then center it, and then click on this description here. Let's copy the description, back here. Click on the text, so content, replace it, style again, and let's, you know, oops, this is too light. Get another color, gray. Okay, now center, font size, you can choose XL, L, whatever you want. Okay, I will keep it M. Perfect. Now I don't like the fact that it takes so much space horizontally, so you can basically go on layout, width, and I'm going to change the width to something like this. Okay, M or L, whatever you want, let's say L, and then go on container, and with container selected, content, and then align cross axis, and now everything is centered. Click on the section. With the section selected, let's go on row gap, right click, and with row gap we can basically say L, XL, let's say XL, I like when it's well spaced. And okay, so we did everything. If I go on tablet portrait, as you can see, it's adapting. Here starts to be too close to each other, and of course this one is a mess up, right? So how to actually fix this? It's pretty easy. So let's say that I just don't want to have 4 and 4 here. I can basically tell the tool to say like 2 and 2. For example, if I click on this container here, I can tell here on the grid template, make sure the breakpoint is selected, of course, because when you edit a specific breakpoint, it changes only in that breakpoint. So on grid template column, right click, you can say 2, okay, and here now we have 2 when we are in the screen. If I get here, tablet portrait, it will stay with 4 columns, right? So here is 2. On mobile now is 2, and it looks actually good, but let's say I want 1 column, right? Still, with the container selected, right click and you say 1 column. And that's all. You have 1 column here, 2 columns here, and on the desktop looks amazing. So now what you can do last is actually change the images. So just click on the images and, you know, start adding in all the images like this. Very quickly. I already uploaded those before. Oops, where I am. Okay. Good. Now it looks a little bit better now with some color, right? And, you know, the last thing here is the icons. So the icons, you need to select the link later, external URL or whatever. And of course you can style the mouse hover and everything like the coloring, but you know, this is basic things. I won't cover this right now. So we made the structure and fully responsive. I hope the tutorial, guys, was useful. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you have any question or, you know, anything, just comment below. I really appreciate, and see you in the next video. Bye bye. Thanks.